I kind of started contributing to OSS as part of Hacktoberfest at the beginning of the month. Hadn't really done it before. Used GitHub before at work, but no real contributions to OSS. First of all, I'm Keith Lewis. Jacques is my tag on almost everything except Facebook and Twitter. They didn't have it available, so I'm Jacques Talak. So at the beginning of the month, I contributed to a project, a GitHub project called ViewSax. It's a Vue-based UI framework, kind of like Vuetify. They're doing something a little bit different than Vuetify is doing as far as how they're implementing it internally, but similar. So I started trolling through, I found out about them and started going through their issues list and like, okay, how can I start figuring out what I'm doing? You know, I've never used Vue before, but I want to. So I'm going to use this as kind of a springboard to learn Vue. And I noticed that only one of their elements had this thing that they called an icon pack. Well, it was so you could use another icon framework like FontAwesome. They've got material icons baked into their thing. Well, also I noticed that in every one of their components in there, they've got elements written right directly into the component, but they've got a VS icon component that they've just not implemented. So one of the things that I went through is I re-implemented VS icon into every component that they've got and passed through or exposed out components or properties for icon and icon pack. Icon is the class for the icon specifically you want to use, or in the case of material components, it'll actually filter that on down into the text of the element because material icons has to do things differently. And then icon pack is the CSS class for the actual font pack that you're wanting to use. And I've implemented a click function. So this ended up being like 25, 30 commits because I did a commit per component in there. So it was easy in case something broke that it could roll it back without rolling back the whole PR. Right after I submitted this PR, the owner of the repo came up to me and he's like, wow, that's big. Would you mind if we invited you to be in the core team for ViewSax? So basically within about 2 or 3 weeks, I went from I've never contributed to OSS before to now I'm working on getting on the core team for this Vue library, which again, I've never used Vue before. So, so if you really want to say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, poster child. But the main thing is get out there. GitHub's a little hard to navigate. If you check out my Twitter, I've got a pinned tweet up there that kind of helps you find some stuff on GitHub. It's got searches pre-built into there so that you can just click on the link and it'll find the easy or some good for beginners type stuff on GitHub. There's a Microsoft specific one as well because I'm a C# dev. But basically try. Get out there, change documentation at the very least. That may, reading through the documentation to implement their changes will help you learn how their repo implements whatever technology they're using. The main thing is try. If you do something wrong, who cares? They're going to tell you if you do something wrong, and most guys on there are going to tell you how to fix it if they do. So the big thing is get over yourself and try.